Hello, my loves. Welcome back. We are back. I'm currently doing a little face massage, trying to chisel out the jaw, chisel out these cheekbones a little bit because I'm still a little puffy from over the weekend. But I thought today we could do a little kind of catch up current makeup routine. I feel like I haven't shared with you guys what my go-to everyday makeup routine has been. It has changed a little bit and I'm doing a couple different new things and using a couple new different products. So I figured I would share all of that with you guys today. If you are curious, this is on my Amazon storefront. This tool is amazing just to snatch your face a little bit more. It gets the blood flow going. It helps with just depuffing, collagen production, all the good stuff. So I use this in my gua sha a lot, but let's dive right in. Let's start this everyday makeup. So first things first, I'm gonna use my lip mask. I just need to show you guys how low I am on this. So this is the Lawless Hydrating, Plumping, Smoothing Overnight Lip Plumping Mask, but I use this every night before bed, but I also use it all day, every day. But especially right before I put my makeup on, I like to do a lip mask so that we can get some good hydration going. I'm obsessed with it. Okay, so what I've been doing, I've been using the Glowscreen Golden Hour. So I'm just gonna use this much. This is the Golden Hour Glowscreen, and the original is not tinted like this. The Golden Hour one is gonna give you a little color. I feel like everyone right now is talking about the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops, and I've used those and I was not that obsessed with them. This, I feel like, achieves what I want those to achieve, which is, first of all, the glow, but second of all, the bronze. The other thing that I love is that it's a primer. So it's gonna grip your makeup and make your makeup application that much better. So I'm just going on with a little bit more. We just want a little more glow, a little more color. Okay. I can just tell how dehydrated my skin is right now, so it's a little sad, but it's okay. We're gonna reinvigorate it. I might just throw a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray on just for a little extra hydration. Don't have your mouth open when you're doing that. So I want to share my current favorite complexion products with you. If you guys follow me over on Instagram or TikTok, I was in Charlotte last weekend and these are the only 2 bags I brought for makeup, which I know that seems excessive because it is, but the reason I'm telling you that is to tell you this is what I actually brought with me. This is what I'm actually using. So for complexion, in terms of glow, obviously the Glowscreen, but also the Say Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow is incredible to put down even on top of this if you want more of a glow. Mix it with that, and then obviously Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 3. I use both, but I think what I'm gonna do today is kind of what I've been doing is I'll mix this guy with one of my foundations or complexion products. It kind of shears it out to keep it super natural. My favorite foundations at the moment are Haus Labs and Giorgio Armani. So if I want to wear an actual foundation, I've been wearing one of those. And then of course my Dr. Jart BB cream. This is my favorite everyday complexion product. I am doing a little filming today and I feel like my skin needs a little bit more, just a little bit more than my everyday. So I think I'm gonna do Giorgio Armani because Haus Labs is a little bit heavier. Sometimes I'll mix all 3 of those, sometimes I'll mix 2 of them. So I'm just gonna do 1 pump of my Armani. And this is shade 5.1. And I'm gonna mix that on the back of my hand. You can look at that glow. And that finish of that foundation is so stunning. So we're just gonna apply this with the fingers at first and then we'll blend it in. Brushes I've currently been loving, this e.l.f. buffing foundation brush. It's incredible. I think it's $5. It's on my storefront. Oh, it just buffs it in so gorgeously and so naturally, so easily. Oops, sorry. So this will just give a nice wash of coverage. And then I'm gonna grab my sponge and just do the excess of my hand and do the rest of my face, but I gotta go wet my sponge. I always forget. All right, I might just add a half pump more of Armani because I was looking at my skin in the mirror and I just want a little bit more coverage. And we will just really work this in. But you can see that finish is really stunning. What I've noticed as I've gotten older is the more dehydrated my skin is, the more you can see my fine lines. So I traveled over the weekend. We were indulging in a few cocktails and that always affects my skin so much. So I'm kind of trying to deal with that and just kind of hide that. but I think that's a really good application. So concealers, I have been really, because my skin has been dry, I've been really going for the Kosas nonstop. My other favorite one is probably the Charlotte Tilbury right now. I feel like that one's really underrated, but the Kosas is a teeny bit more hydrating. So if my under eye is dry, oh boy, the whole makeup application is bad. So I am like so scared of that this is all I've been using. We're gonna do sponge with this too. I feel like when my skin is kind of like this, the most flawless way to blend is with a beauty blender. So I feel like I have so many life updates for you guys, but I don't know if I want to share them in this video because I want to keep this makeup focused, just as like an easy reference point for you guys for like current everyday favorite makeup products at the moment. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and vlog this week, and we'll share some life updates and house updates and all of that, because I have a lot to share of like where I've been and all of that. But we're gonna keep this makeup focus today. She is glowing, she's much more awake. We still have to work on a little bit of our texture and lines, but we're in good shape. Okay, bronzer has either been my Dibs shade 5.5, which I do the blush and bronzer, or I've been doing my Charlotte, which you guys know this has been like in the rotation, holy grail rotation, for probably the last like 6 months. I have yet to find something that does what this does in terms of consistency and the shade. The Say Sun Melt is good, but I don't like the shade as much on my skin. It's a little too orange. This is like the perfect neutral shade where I feel like I can contour and kind of bronze with it, and it just warms up the face in the most beautiful way. When I'm doing cream bronzer, I also like to do my eyelids, and then I'll do a little bit like kind of to pull up and out, and it's gonna lift the face a little bit. Again, I'm using that same e.l.f. brush. See that? See how that just like lifts the face? And then as you can see, I do under my jaw, kind of down, not down my neck, but like all underneath my neck where I have all my nice extra skin here. We're trying to like hide that and make it look like a shadow. Gorge. Okay. I'm obsessed with that product. Then for blush, I have been using my e.l.f. Cutie. This is also on my Amazon storefront. It came in from Amazon a while ago and I forgot I bought it. I think the shade is Bora Bora. It has a little bit of bronzer in it because I've been using the same brush. So this is a bad depiction of the actual color. You'll see it better on my face because it's just like a little muddy on top from the bronzer, but look how pretty this is. I probably did too much on my brush. But how good is this brush that I can use it for like everything? Is that showing up on camera? I hope it is. It is so pretty in person. See how that just brings life to the face? Kind of just using my excess to go over the nose. I'll also do like a touch of this on my lids to add a little color, just like that. Okay, then for brows, I have told you guys this, but I really have gone back to the Refi. I went back to Benefit for a minute there, but Refi, I actually learned how to use this product better, where it dries down clear. So if you go through and you use it, it's a little white, you can see, but it dries down clear and it makes your brows look laminated. And this is all I've been using. I don't fill it in with any pencil. Like I've just been doing this because my brows are long enough at this point. And you just don't want to use too much. So like I think I was using too much initially, but you can shape them and they just will stand right up for you, and they really don't move, and they really don't move, and they don't get crunchy, which is it's very cool. It's unlike any brow product I've ever used. So you can kind of just leave it like that, even if they are a little white, and they'll just dry down nice and clear. So where are we now? Where are you now that I need you? Okay, focus, focus, focus. The other thing that I've been using a lot if I don't want to do eyeshadow is this Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte in the shade Pinkgasm, and I'll just do a little bit of that. You don't need this. This is one of those you can skip. But if you don't want to do eyeshadow and you just want like this pretty sheen on your lids, this also obviously like doubles as a highlight. It's like a blush highlight duo, but also can just make your eyelids look gorgeous and like natural. I hope that sheen is coming across on camera, but so pretty. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my Giorgio Armani. It is my favorite, though I will say that Say powder that I used in my last video is great. So that is a Probably cleaner if I had to guess, but definitely more affordable option too. So I use my little puffs, these are from Amazon, and I use my powder and I just press this first under the eye. Just prevents all my creasing. Under the eye, also brightens. I do around my nose because my makeup always comes up there. And then chin to brighten. I do my T-zone because where I get oily. And then I'll kind of just like lightly do the excess over the rest of my face, just to kind of set the rest. Let it sit for a minute, and then I'll grab a big fluffy brush and kind of dust on any like excess in the cap, just so my whole face is set. Like this big guy, we'll just make sure everything is blended in, and it just smooths the skin so incredibly. And that's the rose shade. If you are gonna do a little shadow or something, don't forget to set your lids. But in general, probably don't forget to set them because they'll crease. See how much more like airbrush my skin looks after that step? It's pretty amazing. These puffs changed my life. My makeup game has never been the same since using the puffs. Okay, so if you are gonna do eyeshadow or you're looking for a good eyeshadow palette, I don't think ever recommended an eyeshadow palette more than this one, the Mario Ethereal palette. If you've been watching my channel for the last couple months, you know this is literally all I use. This, I am convinced, is the only palette you need. Period. Like in terms of an eye palette. So I'm gonna start, and I like to mix like these two together. I'm using my BK Beauty 201, and I'm gonna keep this extremely, extremely basic. Like crazy basic. So I'm just gonna kind of put that wash of color all over the top of the crease. And you can see I'm kind of tilting my head back and doing these windshield wiper motions. So it's just like this really even wash of color, but we're adding a little dimension. Then I'm gonna go a teeny bit darker into this bottom corner brown. You could use a smaller brush for this, but honestly, I don't feel like I need to. I'm just gonna like build that up a little bit on the outer corner. And I'm just like pushing this. I'm not really swiping it around, just like pushing it to get the product on. And then you could either take a clean brush or kind of like tap off the excess and just kind of work this in where you want it. So I'm keeping that on the outer corner and then kind of bringing that into the crease, just like that. This is honestly more intense than I usually do. It's like hard when I'm doing a tutorial because I'm like, okay, what else? But that's where I'm gonna stop. For shimmer, I think I'm just gonna do a teeny bit on the inner corner for like a pop. Both of these top two shimmers are insanely gorgeous. I think I'm gonna do the more like champagne-y one, the less like, this one pulls a tiny bit like, let me just swatch it for you. This is that one. And then this is the one I'm gonna use. You see how very slightly different they are? This one pulls a teeny bit darker. Oh, but like, look how stunning that is. It's almost like this, it's iridescent, but it's almost like, reminds me of like mermaidy, like it can pull a tiny bit like purpley green, but not really. It's also like brown. I don't know. I'm very bad at explaining that, but we're just gonna do the top one, and I'm gonna use my finger and I'm just gonna hit the inner corner just like that, just to like brighten up the inner corner. It adds like this very subtle something, and it's so easy. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna grab a smaller brush. You could use like an angled brush for this, and I'm just gonna tap this darkest shade in the palette, and that's gonna be what I use on my lash line, just to define the lash line and give me a little bit of definition. Make my lashes look a little thicker and just like define the eyes, obviously. A smidge of that on the under lower lash line. And I'm kind of doing like a little slight little wing. So it's a little bit thicker out of here. And then I'm just pressing that in, probably bringing it like right into the pupil, but no further. See the difference? Subtle, but makes a difference. Okay, so for mascara, I've been using Jones Road. I went away from this for a minute and did my One Size Fantasize. Of course, the light decides to pop up right now. But anyway, here, I'll just zoom you in from there. I went away and was doing One Size Fantasize for a while. And then I got a restock of this and I was like, hold the phone, she's the best, she's better. She's just a little messy, you have to be careful. But it's really insane what this mascara can do. And you don't need that many coats for it to make like this insane difference. Have you guys been following the Michaela drama about the mascara, the L'Oreal mascara she used? Apparently she was doing an ad for them and she put on a strip lash in the middle of the TikTok. Like, didn't show it, but all of a sudden her lashes looked amazing and you could clearly tell that they were falsies, but it was an ad for a mascara. Oh boy. People were going crazy. It was all on TikTok. I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know, girl. Okay, so just wiping off my lips. Honestly, if you use a dry towel like this, it also, if you have dry lips, it'll exfoliate the skin a little bit, which is nice because we can't have dry lips and try and do lip liner. I've been toggling back and forth. Charlotte Tilbury is probably my favorite. Iconic Nude. I think I'm out of it / can't find it / my makeup situation is in disarray. So I've been toggling back and forth between Mario Smoky Pink. I think Mario has a natural one that I really like too, and MAC Oak. I think I'm gonna do MAC Oak today. It's this really pretty brown. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like, it's a really pretty like neutral nude brown. And then I'm gonna fill in the outer triangles. So just here, 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 and here. Leave the centers kind of blank. And then my absolute favorite thing has been doing the Rhode lip treatment on top. If you can't get your hands on it because it's usually sold out, the other favorite is Kosas lip oil and Jellyfish. They're both really good, but this one is honestly insane how good it looks on like just with lip liner. It's like so glossy and soft and like it like fills in all the lines on your lips. I always go back to this one. The other reason I love this so much is because it is hydrating. So when my lips are dry, I know I'm not drying them out more with this. Okay, last thing I'm doing is just a teeny bit of my Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer to warm up the face. The cream bronzer is amazing, but it's not a super warm shade like I told you guys. So I do like to do like a little touch of this, basically just right there. That also is like another layer of setting. And sometimes I will also bring this kind of down my nose, because we didn't really do a lip nose contour, so I might just like bring this down the nose a touch just to slim out the nose, make sure she's blended in and we don't have like lines all over our face, which we do right now. Sometimes I don't have the patience for a nose contour, but like I'm like I know I need something. All right, last thing, I might do a highlight, but I actually might not. Kind of been skipping the highlight lately, so we're just gonna do our airbrush again. That dry down. All right, just threw a little bit of a curl in my hair, but wanted to show you guys the final look. Honestly, I love this. These are all current Holy Grail products, stuff I have been absolutely obsessed with, loving, using nonstop. So as I said, I will link everything below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.